That's what I said. You really like porters. It was just that one porter that really fucking did you dirty, bro. There was one porter
on this beer.
I did well because I'm sorry. It's a lot of flavor.
What you wanted.
No,
really?
it's
too much flavor.
It's a lot of flavor for no alcohol.
This is HR of Bad Brains and Human Rights. You're listening to the Tapping Out Show with Jeremy and Matt.
Welcome back to the Tapping Out Show. My name is Jeremy. This is Matt, and we're going to do another Smog City beer, and this is Ticking Clock.
This is by Smog City. This is an 8.7, and this is a bourbon barrel aged imperial porter with coconut and coffee. This is definitely a Jeremy type of beer, but sometimes I do like beers like this. I do like bourbon, I do like barrels, and I do like age.
And we're going to do some magic, because I'm going to go ahead and get some glasses. Yeah, I went and made this magic thing happen where glasses reappear.
Yep, we definitely like Smog City.
Well, and the cool thing about Smog City is they have a couple locations. Steelcraft's one of them, which is funny because most people think that is their location. Smog City, for you West Coast weirdo beer connoisseurs, Smog City is not very far. It's almost walking distance. It's almost spitting distance from Monkish. The thing is that, and I'm not going to talk shit on Monkish, but they only do.
Ooh, definitely smells like some bourbon.
What's the
This
word?
is also a 2019 vintage.
It's 6 or 8.7, right? 8.9, 8.7.
8.7 alcohol,
Okay.
by the way.
So if you're in Torrance, please check these guys out because, or if you're in Long Beach, right?
Yeah.
Long Beach, or is
Or
it the
it's
Garden
like,
Grove?
I think it's by the
one of
Vincent Thomas somewhere.
It's one of the steel. It's one of the steel crafts.
Yeah.
Anyways,
It's definitely, if you see the smog and you're in the city, you're probably close.
yes. So their beers, they cover everything. They really do. From IPAs to porters to reds to lagers to whatever you can dream up, they do it. They do it really well. They really do. Even their higher alcohol ones, or even the heavy ones like this, I can drink with him, and he's like, "It's good beer." And that's kind of one of the other reasons why when this was given to me, I kind of thought, well, why not? Because I really think he's going to enjoy it. I think I'm going to enjoy it, even though he seems to not like the vapors of the bourbon and
No, it
and the
smells
malt.
good. I like bourbon. This is definitely your kind of beer, but some of these beers I actually like a lot.
Well, you know what's weird? It doesn't just smell like bourbon. It smells
But
coffee.
8.7 is actually pretty light.
Is it? Yeah, coffee, coconut? Yeah,
I would say
it smells
8.7 is pretty light for a bourbon barrel aged beer that we've done. Normally they goes in the 12s and sometimes the 20s. Right?
20s,
Like,
yeah,
they get
20,
hot,
21.
Yeah. So usually that's you're stepping up to a whole other level. So I'm expecting this to be a little bit more drinkable. But let's see.
Well, it's smell it at first. It's very malt and coffee forward.
Well, a lot of times the ones that are in the 12s and 20s, you smell it and it's like smelling a shot of bourbon. I mean, the vapors.
Yeah, I don't
are
really get
hitting
that
you.
here. I get the bourbon,
So
but I
this
don't
is
get
light. I think this is going to be a little bit more on the lighter end. Let's
I think
see.
it's more coffee. Let's check.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's funny because it is
It
coffee.
almost tastes like a lighter version of like a Dark Lord, or you know what I mean? Like, not in a bad way, but like
I was actually thinking more like Black Tuesday.
or Black Tuesday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it tastes like a
Dark Lord too.
this
yeah.
almost like honestly, almost like how if you think coffee tastes too much coffee, instead you get a chocolate milk. This is almost
Or
like
mocha.
that.
Yeah, I got
like
you.
You're getting that. You're like, oh, I don't like it. Too strong. Nothing you get that. This is a good thing. I'm saying it almost got that frothy chocolate kind of goodness.
It's Dark Lord light.
No, but it's good. I would honestly prefer this if I was drinking. Like,
Day
for
drinking.
me personally, I can handle Dark Lord, but I always say I'm not going to make a career at this beer. Like,
Right.
It's almost.
I'm
like
not
a
paying.
shot.
I'm not paying the $25, $30 for it.
It's
Yeah.
just not what I'm into, but I could probably throw down a bunch more of these.
Oh yeah. Well, to the point where I actually think if this was a tap beer, and I know you don't really.
But this is you all day, though.
No, it is. But I'm saying if this was a tap beer, and you had other choices, but they were lackluster, I could see you drinking 2 or 3 of these.
Yeah, if I was in a porter kind of mood or something.
Not even a porter kind of mood. I'm saying like if you had this, and then you had PBR, Angry Orchard.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, but usually I don't drink the darker, thicker things. I'll have one, or I'll have some of yours or something. But normally,
Or
I
if
have
we're
my own
eating a
beer
specific
that I'm on.
food, or
But this, stepping on that, this would be even better with some food because some of those stronger ones, you're choking it down.
well,
This is
it,
more
it,
drinkable. It definitely has.
it overcomes
really
your
good-
palate, and
Yeah.
then it kind of ruins the meal that you're having.
Well, the liquor vapors. Like sometimes they say, like if I want a shot of bourbon, I'll just
Drink bourbon.
have a shot of bourbon on the side, right? So this is a very good blend. It's going to be hard to rate this one. What are you thinking?
So 1 out of 5, 5 being the best. As a porter, drinkability, I actually you're gonna probably laugh because this is so up my alley. It's a good beer. I don't know why I'm making excuses for my rating. I'm thinking 3.25,
Wow.
3.5, which is probably the lowest thing I've ever given Smog City ever.
I would honestly think that you should try it again and think about it because I'm thinking more 4.25 or 4.5
Really?
range. I think this is because normally when you have me try a beer like this, and this is your kind of beer, just like you probably think with IPAs, you're just giving me another IPA. I think this is top notch right here, and I mean it's maybe just for me. I get the roasted flavor, the drinkability smooth. It's not too thick.
No, I get the
It's-
roasted
yeah.
malt. I get the coffee. I get the drinkability. I don't really get the coconut as much. I almost kind of feel like it's like a vanilla extract taste.
I kind of more get the creamy, the coconut kind of creams it off.
I kind of think it gives it a little bit, not a nitro feel to it, but I get you.
Yeah. So I'm thinking more 4.25, 4.5.
Would you go 4.25 as a total? What if I went 4 and you went 4.25?
I would feel comfortable with that, and I'm just saying that surprisingly, because usually when you're doing my kind of beers, I'm thinking, oh great, Jeremy's gonna try to give me another beer that tastes like this, and you're probably thinking about IPAs, but this one is honestly, I'm surprisingly liking it more than I thought.
And I like it too. The reason behind my choice, and this is just to share between me and you, is that the taste doesn't match the alcohol content. And as much as I enjoy this taste so much, I really do. I mean, I could drink
You think it tastes
non-alcohol.
stronger than it is.
Correct. I think that people that are not used to this particular taste, like we are, that don't like the heavier tastes, the coffee, the coconut, the malt, the heavy smoked malt or coffee, would it be expecting a higher alcohol content, more pain for punishment. So a lot of people that are really into the lagers, American piss beer, IPAs, seltzers, whatever you want to consider it, this is a lot of taste for there's not enough bang for your buck. Now as a beer, pure drinkability, having this with a meal, sharing it with a friend,
Yeah.
I'm going to say 4, 4.25.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking. 4.25, either way, and I'm surprising that I'm surprised that I like it as much as I do, because I just figured it's just going to be a straight Jeremy beer, and
To the point where I actually told him I didn't know what this was. This was given to me, and I'm not going to say who, but you know who you are.
but I think actually though that this is going to be more appeasing to not everybody that's into. 'Cause a lot of the bourbon barrel aged beers are too bourbony for most people. They're just they don't drink bourbon.
It's not just even the bourbon part. It's the vapors of the alcohol, the bourbon, and then that peaty smoked wood taste that, unless you're like a barbecue connoisseur.
Not everybody has a sophisticated palate for
Right.
something like this. And then the bourbon. And I think this one is a lot of flavor, but not too much bourbon. And I think that's what kind of surprised
I
me
got
and
you.
makes me like it a little
And then
bit.
on top of it, the alcohol's high, but not like you're going to regret it later.
Yes.
Got you.
Well, 8.7 is low in the game that these are normally in, which is 12s,
But
20s,
compared to a
and
regular
whatnot.
beer, it's
But
double.
comparable with that, but I think this is good. I really think they did a good job.
Well, Smog City, I'm almost done with mine, even though I.
Yeah, he's hating on it all the time.
Yeah.
He's chugging it.
So you guys have a good night. Info. tappingoutshow.com is our email. And then tapping out show, well, all one word. We'll do this. Because we used to get hated on for it. Besides that, we are going to finish this out. It's a good beer. You guys have a good night. Cheers.